E ngā manu kōrero, he ngā iwi o te motu nei, nā te aroha ka piri mai, tātou ia tātou e. Tēnei te reo ka tuku ngā mihi ki a koutou, e hono hono mai ki tēnō ngā whakapāhotanga atu i Rotorua nui a kahu matamamoi. Kei konei tō manuwhiri, ko hika pene tēnei māua ko Maia, nare mihi ana ki te haukainga ki ngā whenua ariki o te aroa waka, ngā māngai nui, tēnei te mihi nui rawa atu ki a koutou. Welcome back. This is day 2. My name is Hikapeni, and I'm joined by none other than Mr. Maia. Maia, morena.
Morena, Hika. I must say, started off this morning with a bit of a low. Felt like I got catfished by the weather forecaster. Said it was going to be clear, no rain. Turned up, it was rain. However, since turning up, my mood's really changed. So I got here this morning, seeing that the first game on the live stream was the Open Men's Grade, was Tauranga Moana versus Wairere. Rain, hail, shine, whatever, bring it on when you got a game like this.
Yes, most definitely. We do have Ngāti Wairere, e tupu wai te ora I te ora, and we have Tauranga Moana, ngā pāpaka o rangataua. This is definitely a lovely way to start the day, and as you did say, I titiro māua ki ngā tohua tāwhiri I ngā pō, but I'm pretty sure that because of the level of the three adjudicators, the weather's not going to matter, is it, Moia?
Oh, totally. When you got the world's best and at the Māori National Tournament refereeing on this game, then you know that the quality of this game is going to be allowed to be played by the team, and will be the ones to make sure they decide the result. Just before we do kick off this game, have to make a bigger shout out to all the people that have contributed to ensure that not only this tournament could run, but that the product could be what it is. And obviously we're on Whakata Māori, this broadcast is coming to you on. What a privilege it is to be sending this content out through them. One Foundation, key event funder, Bunnings Warehouse. Whenever you think touch, you think Bunnings Warehouse. KBS, the official apparel partner of Māori Touch. We also got other sponsors such as New Zealand Community Trust, Pub Charities, Caltex, Apollo Projects, Bailey's, and New Zealand Carbon Farming. So to all those organisations, thank you so much. Great decision on being partners with the best sport in the world.
Yes, and I woke up early this morning because of the different time zones, and I got a wonderful message from my good friend, Rufus, all the way over there in Munich. Just knowing that Whakata Māori are broadcasting, beaming it to the world, Huri no Te Ao, we're going to have a lot of different people tuning in, and I know a lot of your American friends are also tuned in mine.
Yeah, I talked to the president of the USA Touch Association, who happens to be Māori, and I think he's going to be bringing the USA Māori team over in the coming years to be part of this incredible kaupapa. Just as we see our teams run out, and we're talking about kaupapa, how good was last night in the Pō Whakangāo, Hika?
Oh, bro, well, the swaita that we're hearing in the background, proud to be Māori, it just fills your cup even more. Actually, I don't know if you could measure it, to be honest. Hei whakahine te rā o ngā wairua. But here we have it. Ngāti Wairere, e tupu wai te ora I te ora. Tauranga Moana, ngā pāpaka o rangataua. Yeah, there's a lot of friends, a lot of good whanaungatanga, a lot of hononga. And here we have Wairere here. We've got Blake Morris, Papa Raiki, E4 Jones, obviously probably the hottest thing going around in touch. Shan Tomuri Davis, younger brother Afion. And I see that boy from Ngāti Kahununu there, Ashton. We've got Trey, Wright, young Bailey Cribb, Sean C. Keys, Yonke, good to see him in there with his whanaunga Maraki, rounding off the team sheet there. And that is a very youthful Ngāti Wairere team. A few from Tauranga Moana, Mike.
Well, actually, Tauranga Moana already had a game this morning, one over against Mātātua, which gets them into this game. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But I don't know who to call on this one, and I think we're wasting our time calling on who it's going to be. If you want me to say a name, Carlos Savage, got to watch him over at the World Cup. When you talk about workhorse, he is that man for you. I'm not sure there's any better in the world, is there, Hika?
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on young Tāwera all here. He's got some speed to burn, and obviously, yeah, those po within Tauranga Moana. And they come out quite early on the warm-up. We've seen them come out. A lot of energy. And so this is going to be an outstanding way to kick off our live stream this morning, Mike. And very grateful to be calling this one with yourself.
I must echo your words, Hika. I really enjoyed yesterday. We're working both yourself and Tivoli. Looking forward to that opportunity again a little bit later on. But we've been so blessed with the games we've been able to call, haven't we? In terms of the top teams in the nation, we started yesterday with the game we did, Ngāti Hine being one of those teams. And we get to start with this beast of the game as we see Tūranga Moana tap us off, running left to right on your screen as you see it now.
Yeah, kei te anga whakamua, kei te ata whakarite, a tāwera. Kara mai ki tēnei hono. Oh, 33 Pill might throw a little play here. Carlos Savage on the ball. Nice, right to left. Oh, yeah, I like that setup because it's not a role you're used to seeing Carlos when he's actually had those skills right through his whole career.
Tell you about being excited. Yesterday, how many long balls did we see? Almost none. This morning, first play straight down into the long ball. And to tell you the truth, the conditions are just the same as it was yesterday.
Yeah, kei te anga whakamua Ngāti Wairere, kei a trade te poro, hara mai a tiwi, mā tātua waka. And they're just finding that sort of middle part of the field. Nice physical touch there. There's Afion Jones, young Bailey, crib on the ball. Yeah, that might be the final, eh? Yes. Yeah,
how crazy is that, seeing Carlos and Tiwi going up against each other? You know, some of these players played module together probably on Thursday, and then next minute they're giving it to each other on Sunday here in Rotorua.
Yeah, well, two brother-in-laws there, so yeah, beautiful to see their whanaungatanga. And as they say, it's definitely not tiddlywinks. Here we are no, ka hoki mai ki tēnā ngā pakanga nui tēnei ata, Tauranga Moana, Ngāti Wairere, young Bailey at half there, got Afion Jones. Oh, he's known for a nice left to right there. Yes, it dots down, that looks like none other. A big left to right pass there by our man and your man, Sasu.
I don't know if these tactics are just so smart or not. Like I said, yesterday, no long balls, 2 times down Tauranga Moana, first a long ball right to left, and then secondly for the first touchdown left to right. I just wonder if they come out here thinking, look, most teams are going to be really tight. We see it here. The defence will stay super tight in the middle, so there's space out wide, and they've nearly scored 2. They score this one.
Yes, Sasu, and he's known for that left to right. Beautiful finish by the young winger. Here we go, Wairere on the ball. Ifo Jones just go through the hands. Yes, I think they're going to... Oh, a little bit of a kōrero, whakawhiti kōrero, wainga nui ngā kaiwa wāo.
Tell the other difference this morning, Hika, is the crowd. We've got about at least, I would say, 200 people around the field. And yesterday, the only time you had someone by the field was when they were walking past to get one of those power pies. So it's great to see the crowd building up.
Oh, yep, that's right. Oh, yes. Great touch. Great touch. Great touch there. Yeah, there's a little bit of yeah, and he's just asking the question there, the pariro.
Yeah, I'd love to hear what the winger said, whether the winger said he did or didn't make the touch. It seemed like the Wairere player thought that the winger had said he missed. However, referee stays with it. Call, not giving the ball back, slowing down play. Referee Dusto, first penalty of the game, straight into their work, Tauranga Moana. We talked about how key the orange zone was yesterday, Hika, in terms of the team who wins that. Probably is going to win on the scoreboard also.
Yeah, and he gets along. He's Carlos again. Beautiful to see him on the ball. Yeah, and they've, end-to-end touch. They've completed both sets. They've come away with a touchdown, and they can definitely see something out wide. Shantomari. Yeah, Cook Islands Open Men's Players World Cup. Looking like a spring chicken there. And that was touch 1. E4 Jones. Definitely needs no introduction. It's coming through the field here. Ngāti Wairere. We talked about having, really, really good rhythm. Rangiwai there. It's a little bit slippery.
Yeah, no rain coming down, but the underfoot conditions are still obviously wet from the rain we had this morning. Tiwi here, it looks to go right to left. Yeah. The amount of long balls that have been thrown this morning is more than the entire day yesterday. I will finally get off that topic, I promise, whānau, but it's just been such a surprise to see that in the same conditions we see things like this. Stepping off his right and throwing 30 metres across out to the winger, acres of space, easy dot down. They didn't get it before, they got it this time. 1-1, Wairere, Tauranga Moana.
Yeah, Tauranga Moana, we go back at it. We've had a couple of jabs here and a jab there. Sasu happy with the ball. Just setting up this outside platform, little sweep on the link. Yeah, keeping the tempo, good rhythm. They're running this little sweep. Sasu's, and he goes, a great touch. Awa Morris. That's that New Zealand wall of defence here. These two, Raiki, Awa, very stable defenders. Sasu's nice work. Oh, he got in the in goal. Come through. Yes, and there we have it.
Oh, what a game. Yeah, you talked about the quality of the yards, but it's the referees allowing that game to happen in terms of keeping the teams a big distance apart. We see that. That's why Tauranga Moana get this opportunity. We see Sasu picking up like he did in the previous set, gets through into the in goal, left to right pass, put it on the chest, easy dot down, 2-1. Tauranga Moana. What a game, Hicks.
Yeah, Ngāti Wairere went to a long mirror there. Interesting, their ploy, and Sasu made the most of that one. But here we go, straight back at it. See young Mariki Omu out there on right link. Some young talent here. Rangiwai, Bailey at half. Afion Jones definitely known for his feet. Great defence there, nice and tight, eh? Nothing there. I dare say they've had a little look. Might be a little passive playing behind that.
Yep, was good to see. Change of tactics, going back into the middle. Had a few long balls for the first 3 tries. This time now, what do they play? Go long. Might have been a falcon. Couldn't quite see what happened off camera there, Hika.
Yeah, so we've got a recount there. We've got the 2 brothers, Afion and E4, Bailey and Rangiwai. I've got a little replay here, I think, on this one. He might have slipped, as he passed. Oh, no. Beautiful defence. Beautiful defence. Well, we've got another penalty. I think that's the second penalty.
Second penalty, correct.
We had a recount in 2 penalties. One more, and someone will go to the side. Afion just taking his time. It's good to see the patience of some of our young players, Maya.
Yeah, young again in age, but so experienced, and particularly at the high level. With the ball, steps off his left, look to go under. Oh, great decision there. We could see John Dusto, referee, calling that player offside miles before the player went in for the touchdown. You'll see it here in the replay.
And if we watch this, when E4 gets the ball, if you watch the 2 defenders outside number 8, they've all got eyes on E4 because they just know how lethal he is. They're sort of in 2 minds on the outside, whether they stay or they hold or they release, and that was great officiating there by the adjudicator. And here we go, Maya, back at it.
Straight back into it, 2-all. Tauranga, first error in this orange zone. So I don't know if the tension's revved up. It definitely wasn't a drop or anything like that, just an angle plants. So I'm liking this, the to and fro nature of the momentum within the game.
Yeah, Rangiwai on the ball, coming around his Raiki. Awa Morris at half. See far side there, looks like Maraki Omua. Yeah, Awa Morris, very experienced. Maraki on the sweep. Oh, Raiki's going to go through. Just going to try and find an open player. Oh, yeah, great mirror defence there.
Oh, I'm interested with that. I don't know if the hold happened before the push, but you could see Morris really give a big shove here. We'll see it in the replay. That big push off there from number 3. Unsure if there was a hold first. Obviously there was because the referees called it. So a lot of ball Wairere getting down here, Hika.
And that's the norm these days, eh? Afion on a sweep. Yeah, he's got beautiful fit. Great work there. Tauranga Moana, Ty Stevens. Excellent. We've seen some outstanding defensive plays from wingers throughout the last day and a half. Here we go, Rangiwai at half. Young Bailey Crib. Dummy half's going to feed him. Try and get us. Oh, yes. Just went behind the line.
Is that like a poster dunk in NBA where he didn't go to the left or right of him? He went straight at his feet knowing that he was short of the line.
You know what? I used to see your brother do some of this stuff too. You know, go at the feet. Sometimes uses lethal footwork. But here he goes in, and he just goes behind the line, the defender, doesn't actually hit the line and lift. So they've managed to score another one. One was off an error, but here we go. Carlos Savage back out there. Easy meters as they head up towards the 7-metre mark.
Wairere scoring the last 2. So the momentum's currently with them. Here's the key man, though. Sasu back onto the ball. Just a little pass out the back. Carlos sets him up into this 32 platform. Maybe the pass. Oh, no, it wasn't. I thought the pass might have been a little bit high, so it took the attacker too long to get it to ground. But referee Dusto literally right on the spot, and there was no argument from the Wairere players. Let's get a perfect angle of it here.
And they won't be happy with this Wairere because it's just a one step back in. Middle defender just a bit loose, you know. Just sort of got there a bit late as we see on the KBS replay. But here we go, jab for jab and a hook for a hook.
She's got some absolute fire in this game. Wairere straight back into it. Bit of a lob, unfortunately. Held the attacking player up. Good call there from the referee. Maybe there was a hand in that ruck, but got away with it.
Yeah, well, yesterday we talked about micro skills around catch pass. Micro skills today is actually around the planting of the ball in these conditions. Yes, I'm really liking the flow, how open, as we talked about earlier on, this game is. E4 Jones makes a big touch in that 33. We've got a late cut there. That touch from E4, he's a link. He made a touch in the 33 zone for his middle, where they're able to get stable on D. Those moments are quite big.
Nice defensive set there from Wairere, turning the ball over on the defensive 10-metre line, which gives them this opportunity to just methodically work their way upfield, no rush, getting new players on, and then we see Ki attacking here, looks to get a quickie.
Ooh, great touch. Hoida Stevenson, there's a lot of traffic coming his way, but he's stepping up, working hard. Yeah, nice direct meters, great touch there. Good touch here, off the mark. Not quite sure on the hand signal, Maya.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see forward pass off the ruck.
Forward pass off the ruck. Here we go. Young Bailey there, Maraki at half. Yeah, good work. Sasu Wihapi, he's doing it at both ends, on the ball and off the ball. Here goes Ashton Robinson. We've got some feet with some experience, calling a little sweeper play here. Or we might get a 32 peel. Little passive play in behind. Oh, look at this. Great work.
Oh, hands there from Tiwi.
Yeah.
Normally that would go to ground, but he had the foresight to be able to chase that one down, Tiwi Davis.
Here comes Shan Tomiri. Ashton Robinson, he'll get the ball back here. He might slide these ones in. Yeah, great touch. Great touch by Sasu. Yeah, not too sure.
Interesting dialogue, what will be going on here. I think Carlos might have been trying to hold the attacking player in. What we might see here is there's got the old finger on the don't need to shut the Waha. Pushed them off the ball is what the signal looks like there. So we have a penalty. Wairere probably getting the ball back when it was going to be 6 touch. Not smart from Tauranga Moana. Just need to be more disciplined down here. Good defence though. They're really working for each other, aren't they?
Oh yeah, very connected, Tauranga Moana. You can just see the body language of Tauranga Moana, the attitude that they have on the defence. They're very, very connected, very present. Sasu makes it pull square out of the touch. Raiki, yeah. They really worked hard one side. I guess you just got to take your opportunities. Unsure on that call on the line. But there we go, Wairere. Go up. One here, we have the replay here, Bunnings Warehouse replay. They really move this Tauranga Moana right side defence, really slide them over. They sort of go to a half man, but then they're running on the outside by then. Touchdown.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ormsby just lost his footing, so left Carlos in no man's land. He had to make a decision, put pressure on the ball-carrying player, but great pass, touchdown, 4-3. Tauranga straight back into it, 33, goes to the right to left. Oh, run past this, will be interesting, chase down. Oh, look at the speed.
Wow.
Not only did he catch up to him, he got 20 metres in front of him, and he earns the turnover. That is incredible hustle there from the number 8 from Tauranga Moana.
Gregan Māui. Yeah, Napukinga Māui, beautiful.
Just starting to see the defensive line not quite getting back to the referees. Been a great game, only 5 penalties in this one, I think it is, maybe 6. Keeping the teams apart. Love to see Tauranga Moana hit back here, keep this game close.
Yeah, well, it has been that close. The attacker seems to go in quite high when they're coming in. They might dummy Carlos on this one. Oh, Tawera, he's got the speed. Oh, they've definitely created a lot of opportunities on this flank here, haven't they, Maya?
Yeah, most of their tries scored out on this right-hand side, right-hand attacking side. I tell you, I have noticed the difference in the intensity in the sub-boxes. We commented a number of times yesterday just how positive and calm it was. Well, now we're getting to the pointy end of the tournament, Hicka. These teams are definitely starting to ramp up the tension in the sub-box.
Yeah, Bailey, E4 Jones. Just looking to use feet. Through the hands. Play on there. Yeah, that's definitely a play on. Might skip him again. Oh! Carlos Savage.
Intercept for intercept on the last touch.
Tell you what, he's been around the old hāngai hole a few times, hasn't he? Knows those tricks. That could have easily been a try. you know, if he put it one of those times, but stayed in the lane. Here comes another leader of the team. E mihi ki tēnei o ngā rōpū, Tauranga Moana as one club, coming through the field. They've got a really good balance of leadership out there. Sasu Wihapi, left to right specialist, comes through. Oh, yes, and they get a penalty on the back end, Maya. With only 5 seconds, one play to go, the hooter will go.
Be interesting to see if Wairere just play what normally happens at the end of a half and won't come forward.
Yes.
Happy to give penalties away at the end of those halves.
Nice. And there we go. What a outstanding first half. Ngāti Wairere, Tauranga Moana 4-3. Nō reira kaua e huri ki teihana ke, hoki mai a kokoa ke nei.
Don't miss this amazing value for Black Friday.
Keep a lookout for exciting products at the lowest prices.
Where you find a competitor's low price on the same stocked item.
We'll beat it by 15%.
Even during Black Friday. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
E rau rangatira mānau mai hoki mai ki tēnei pakanga nui I tēnei ata ko Ngāti Wairere, pakanga atu a kia Tauranga Moana, ngā pāpako rangataua, ko te wā weherua tēnei, a whā kia Wairere, toru kia Tauranga Moana. Maya, your reflections on the first half.
I've loved the tactics that have been employed by both teams. First 3 touchdowns were all off long balls, and like I said, we've seen more in that first 5 minutes than we did in all of yesterday. Obviously, that meant the defences needed to adjust. They've probably gone a little bit wider, particularly the wingers, not so connected. And then the teams have gone back through the middle, whether that be scooping through, getting into the end goal, or just scoring at people's feet. So it's been an awesome game. The referees have really given both of these teams the opportunity to play. So there can't be any arguments. I must say the handling's also been good. Wet underfoot, just starting to get a little bit of drizzle. The crowd's piling up again. It's been an awesome start to a finals day.
Yeah, just looking at both team huddles, one person talking, you know, everyone's zoned in. I just saw Ngāti Wairere there, and Mitz is, I guess, relaying a few messages that he would like them to get to. And you can just see everyone's tuned in, everyone's zoned in. The calibre of this game in these conditions is very sharp. Very,
very sharp. And, I mean, the scores is even as it is, because that's been how even the game is. 1 minute, Tauranga gets up on top. Next minute, Wairere wrestle it back, and to and fro it goes. So, long may it last, hopefully, for this entire next 15 minutes. We see more of the same.
Yeah, and, you know, the only real difference has been an error on the tap-off from Tauranga, Wairere to get it, and then they ended up scoring. So that could be the blueprint for the second half, is who has, completes their sets, finishes in the right end without any mistakes.
Started to notice late in that first half at the Tauranga Moana defence, a lot of the players were shoulders in to sort of shut, and then they're turning around, they're losing their feet and just couldn't get out. So it'll be interesting to see if they get themselves in better body positions early, so that they're not having to obviously go in, turn around and then try and head out. In these conditions, that just simply won't happen.
Yeah, yep, definitely. Here we go, Shan Tōmuri on the ball, Aston Robertson, we've got E4 Jones at left link, and we have Tiwi Davis at right link. E4 going to come around, they might throw a little fake on him. Oh yes, beautifully disguised play. And when E4 Jones is in the picture, he's probably going to have 6 sets of eyes on him.
I just love it when teams go into a half-time break and they come out with a clear intent, and then it just gets pulled off as easy as this. Shannon Tōmuri sets it up perfectly. We see him here, key part of this move. Him and Ashton working their way down the field right from the start, dragging out their middle defender, creating that space. Tiwi, perfect timing, perfect line, and beautiful dive like always.
Yeah, Carlos Savage, Tāwera, just coming through the field here. It looks like, and young Hoira here out of the Hawke's Bay. Tāwera's got a lot of feet. Tāwera known for speed. Oh, beautiful lift there by Maraki Omua.
Tauranga Moana obviously have the ability to score 5, 6, 7 touchdowns in a half, but I think in terms of psychologically, going down by 2, they really must be the next to score in this game, I think, if they are to have any chance of getting on top of Wairere.
Yeah, and I think the secret is you don't push stuff like you're chasing. It's very, very early in the second half. E4 Jones, and they're just munching up these metres, aren't they?
Absolutely, and in the box too, you can hear that energy coming out of the box. They've really jumped on the back of that first touchdown. Just feel so sorry for the defending players when they go to come in, lose their footing, and just made it look so easy for Wairere, but the speed, this whole set, hiccup.
Yeah, game of chess. They're just getting the right people on the ball at the right time. E4 Jones at half. Holds it up. Runs a nice line there, Rangiwai, out of Hamilton boys. And there they go. They've gone bang, bang.
Scored a beautiful try in the first half. Different one, that one, but all worth the same. 6-3.
Yeah, and I can only help but think that halftime talk from Mita, you could just see the attitude and the focus. You know, look at this. They're happy to make touches out there. There's no dummy half. Shan Tomiri's working well. This defensive combination, they've had a lot of time. You can hear the communication. Good work, Sasu. Yes. Nice work and very stable right through the field.
Going back to your halftime talk in terms of what you talked about, Mita, the effectiveness of the talk is really judged on how well it was received by the players. And that's one thing I get really impressed at with Wairere, with the amount of superstar guns there is in the team, the amount of potential egos there could be. They were all standing there and listening to them. They weren't looking at each other. They weren't having side conversations. It's just a great culture within that club. We see it here. Another one of the fruits of that labour.
Well, speaking of fruits, you know, their whakataukias e tupu wai te ora, a kei te tino tupu te ora. And they're just growing and growing through their processes, through their tikanga. And now everyone just seems to be in the right position, the right place, doing the right role. A lot of clarity in what they're doing.
Such a team-first approach. It's great to see. We see so many professional sports being about me, but not this team.
But they've just got to keep going back to, you know, their strength, Tauranga.
Nice little dot down in that right-hand side. Draw and pass. Just got on the outside of that middle defender. And simple draw and pass. People running into the right spaces. Hit back. Timely hit back. 7-4. They did go down by 4. Now only by 3. Great work there from Tūranga Moana.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's really packed there. One of the cousins was trying to find his seats and just happened to walk in front of the camera.
Oh, I see.
But here we go. Back at it. 7-3. Wairere. Tauranga Moana. Ngā pāpako rangataua. E4 Jones on the ball. It's good to see young Bailey. Oh, yes, managed to hold the ball. And it is starting to get turned up this field, Maya, through the conditions.
Yeah, hope it holds out for the final. We can see just number of players slipping over. Did he get it away in time? He did, but what a touch. I thought he had no chance of being able to get back out there. The link defender can't quite grab a number. That was incredible hustle. Definitely saved almost a certain touchdown there. That was the number 16 from Tauranga Moana.
Yeah, I think that's the word, hustle. You know, just working, grinding. Great work.
Mutu, 16 there, did a great job. We've seen the impact of that mistake made in the first half. Wairere went straight down and scored. Hopefully Tauranga Moana can hold this out. Make up for that unforced error, unfortunately. Wairere very smart, just taking their time, getting fresh legs on, making sure they had all 6 to attack this set of 6 with. Tomiri setting things up. Him and Ashton working super well, super effective together so far.
Yeah, Ashton and Huff Tiwi on the sweep. Nice little short play, phase play through the hands. Ashton, yeah. Good drop and lift defence though, sliding the fence, sort of scramble defence by Tauranga Moana.
Absolutely, I thought the tack was incredible. So for the defence to make it look like they weren't under pressure, a great job there, just working together, not giving up on the play when that touch was made. And Ashton went down into a phase dump. They didn't give up. Back on their line and straight up again. So, quality touch. Both teams here, Hika.
Yeah, Shan Tomiri is trying to bait him out there. Jamin Orsby, another player that's got a lot of experience. Oh, yeah, just nice and easy. Oh, well, it wasn't easy. Still had to work hard for that one. But they've really slowed the tempo of attack. They're fully in control. They're up by 4 touchdowns. I guess you can do that when you've got such a big lead.
I like that word there, control, and that's definitely what this touchdown was all about, just knowing what it is they wanted, where they wanted to get the defenders to, creating the spaces that they just did here, and then one of the best along the ground in the game goes over for the 8th touchdown for Wairere.
Tauranga Moana on the ball. Carlos Savage sitting at left link, just directing play. I'll come around on a sweep here. Okay, different slight setup. Yeah. I guess you can understand why he does have the ball in two hands. One there for Tauranga, Tahana, just trying to, ball control. Little piece of pocket play. Oh, a little nice there. Ooh.
Oh, that deserved a try. That was a beautiful worked move there. Nice touch from the link. I thought it was a touchdown.
It's so awesome to see Carlos on the ball in these moments. His whole career's been around defence and yards, and he's never been given these opportunities, but he's definitely got the prowess of it.
Yeah, I think earlier in terms of trying to give him a compliment about being a workhorse, I think I didn't do him justice, as he's a fantastic ball player. There must be something about that part of the field. We've seen in the first half a touchdown almost scored exactly like that, just diving at the feet of a player who had been just behind the touchdown line.
Yeah, and if you just watch as they're rucking wide, they're just small steps into contact, and that's probably another blueprint of these conditions. Yeah, that's slightly offside. Those are the ones when mum pulls your taringa, eh? You do that at the back end of the set. Unfortunate on that, but I guess it's just the wave, te rangaru, and they're just rolling through Wairere right through the field.
I never got my taringa pulled, always doing what I was told. Just stamps and stickers is all I got.
Yeah, rupahu. Tino rupahu. We believe you, Mai.
Okay, thank you.
Tēnā koe. Now back at it, here's the brothers, the Jones brothers. We've got Bailey Cribb standing here, right link, Rangi White left link. Might come around in a little, your little splitter play here. Or through the hands, over the top. What a finish. All forward pass out of the hands.
If any team was watching this game, they would see how difficult it is for teams to change direction laterally on the defensive line. And so I can only imagine that, what happened in this space?
Yeah, missed that.
Be interesting to see if we get to have another look at that.
Here's E4, just moving the point of attack. Afion coming right over to Rangiwai. He's going to get outside quickly through the hands onto the winger. Yeah, and they've just gone from one side to the other. There's a bit of confusion on that turnover, and I guess those moments there's not much talking either side. But I would just like to say, ko te rautaki, there's two totally different, looks like tactical ploys from Wairere the first half to the second half. Look at the simple ball movement come through. Rangiwai gets it outside of his player. Winger comes in to bite, and a nice finish on the far side there. Looks like young Kisionke at a very commanding lead now, Maya.
Very commanding. We've seen Tauranga Moana actually go out to a lead in that first half, but going back to that word control, that's what Wairere have demonstrated since about the 7-minute mark of that first half, and they've really just taken this game right away from Tauranga Moana.
You'd like to see young Tāwera here on the ball a lot. He's got a lot of speed to be in Tāwera. Quite ideal for these conditions.
Missed opportunity there. The number 7 did a great job of getting Ashton right on his back hip, but they just skipped them, so the overlap that they had was taken out by that skip ball. Right into their work. Wairere now being very controlled in this area. Now that I've said it, there'll probably be a drop ball. You see there the second touch and third touch over halfway. Done a great job with this, giving themselves an attack almost on every set. And as I said, always going to be an unforced error there after I said that, Hika.
Yeah, and we talked about yesterday, it's good to see when teams have got rhythm, when Nanny's at the concert tapping her feet in time and rhythm. Wairere are definitely in rhythm, but now it'll be those little micro skill errors that they'll talk about. I think, hey, we're up, we're leading, we can't afford to just give over cheap ball. Carlos Savage, definitely, right to left. Oh, we've got a penalty back end.
Yeah, offside in the middle of the field, just not quite getting back onside. Again, really impressed with the referees and how they've given both of these teams the space that they are allowed, and that's created 13 touchdowns in these conditions. It's a pretty remarkable product we've seen this morning.
Yeah.
See referee Dusto there holding the 2 fingers up. A little bit too little too late, however. Tauranga Moana and this man, Sasu, he'll never stop going. Got the best comrade he could ever have in Carlos as he sweep plays around. Looked like he was going to get the ball back nice and quick. Great defence though.
Very crafty attacker, Sasu. Very, very crafty. Always known for his left to right. Oh, yeah, Tiwi gets him behind there. And here's this rhythm and these micro skills. So just keep it simple. Touch one, maybe 7-8 metres off from the halfway. They go into Tauranga Moana's half. This is touch 3, nice and direct. And look, it's just very, very simple, very effective, coming through the field. Got E4 Jones at half, just playing what he sees. Touch 4, they got one more. They've got the two brothers here. Back out of Te Awamitu, they would have done this quite a lot. E4's just going through. Ooh.
Do you reckon he robbed the pass in terms of where it was intended to go to, or was that for him?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, it was probably so close he was in two minds, because he looked like he was in two minds, young Bailey, but it's probably the quality of the pass, is coming past. But I think also that defender got lifted up into the lane, put pressure on that attacking line. Here we go, Jamin, through the field. He's young Hoira. Be good to see Green Hat here, Tāwira. Be good to see him on the field, because he's got a lot of speed, a lot of good skills. Nice. Ooh, they just sort of opened them up on the left side flank.
Tāwira, it looks like he's the only one running on dry land, right, in terms of how fast he moves across the top of the ground. You talk about the eyes that some defenders look up and see a particular player. I'll tell you what, the whole team will need to watch him.
Yeah, once again, finding the side of the body or anything in front is very, very clean as they ruck up the field. Shan Tomiri, a lot of experience in this group. Just going to check for 32. Oh, jumps on that link through the hand. Shan comes back. Ooh. If he sort of popped that pass, there was a sneaky touchdown there again, I think, for Tiwi.
You see the effects of the attacking players having to hold the ball in two hands when they're at the roll ball. They're getting held up often, really stopping on momentum, so it's making it hard for the runner onto the ball to get their timing right. Again, another two-hand roll ball.
Nice. This is a good set from Tauranga. Through the hands over the top. Oh, yeah, what a great touch. Definitely there.
Referee Dusto seeing Caleb Wright make that touch.
Great work.
Strong touch there from Carlos.
Yeah, Caleb. He's earning his stripes here today with Ngāti Wairere.
Some of those defensive plays have been almost as impressive as the attacking ones in terms of, that's a guaranteed time, no way the defender can catch him up, and they do.
Just seen a little change up there from Wairere. A little bowen to the winger, checks inside. So they're slowly starting to pull out a couple of things, which I think we'll see in the semi-final, and if they get through to the final. But I think they'll be just one game focus at a time.
No doubt. We're just seeing the impact of the conditions on the attacking players also. We see E4 go in there for that scoop step off his left, and he couldn't actually go in a direct line. He almost had to, like when you're trying to slow the momentum down, turn around the corner.
Yeah, I think keep an eye on that 6 o'clock pass that they run when they're transitioning, because if you're only sending up one defender, they're going to get some cheap meters. But here we go, Jamin. Scoops there, tries to just pop it in behind. Just last 30 seconds, I dare say Wairere would just like no errors and maybe get a scoop on the back end of this. Right at half. Awa, they move the ball really nicely, don't they, from that 33 platform. Awa Morris comes in nice and clean. Here comes Rangiwai. Yeah, they won't be happy again. A couple of errors in the rucking there, Rangiwai. One at when he's rucking and one just catch and pass. So those things, when the games are close, they become quite big. But I dare say they'll still be happy with a very good, convincing win.
Yeah, I think the last 5 minutes of that first half and the first 5 minutes of the second half, they just dominated the game. It was all Wairere on the scoreboard and through the field. So great effort by them and well-deserved victory.
Well-deserved victory. A play to the whistle there. And there we have it, e te iwi. Ko te kēmu tuatahi I tēnei ata, a Ngāti Wairere ki a Tauranga Moana, katoa ko Ngāti Wairere, a tēnei te pakanga paira watu I tēnei ata, and we'll see you shortly in the next round.
Nā koutou tamariki mā.
Ono mai ki tamariki hā.
Mai mai, ia.
Download Māori Plus. Download it. It's easy. Free. Koiko! Whakawara. Tanuchu. Te Pāmakuanga. Island of Mystery. Wongana. Tuhura. Ono mai ki tamariki hā. Download Māori Plus. Please, Mum.
We're going to have Māori getting ownership rights recognised in the takutai Moana.
So they created legislation, foreshore and CBD.
How can you allow this to happen in the 21st century? country.
What it is the same old faces, the Ken Meters, the Harawira families, the haters and wreckers.
It's about time we started looking to a new future.
What you can do with 50,000 turn up.
Okay. Let's go then, eh?
You want to just jump in, the dark horse?
Deep down, that's all we want. Freedom.
You sucker. You better watch out, you fool.
I often think of my cousin.
She didn't have anyone.
She had us.
You're pretty beautiful.
Same.
We're going to get you back, Matau. I promise.
Kiriata no Aotearoa. Ki whakaata Māori me Māori Plus.
my bro. How are you? Huh?
I'm going straight to you, bro. Straight to you. Got one more.
Whakarau ka mai te motu nei ki te kāinga rongonui o Rotorua. Ko Mā Williams ahau, māua ko Tivoli Guthrie, hei kawa māua i te Wairua, te kaha me te ngāhau o tēnei kaupapa. Tēnā koutou katoa. As you would have heard, whānau, joining me in the commentary box this morning is Tivoli Guthrie. Mate, great to have you back.
Tēnā koe mai, thank you.
How was it last night at the Pōwhakangāhau, before we even start to talk about that?
Oh, man, the Pōwhakangāhau, I think, has become like a real highlight of the weekend of Māori Touch Nationals. I was talking to a few of the players last night, and they can remember a time, sort of 10, 15 years ago when you'd only get a handful of teams over to the Pōwhakangāhau. And last night it was absolutely packed to the rafters. Awesome to see, some great performances. And yeah, I know for a fact that my sons enjoyed it. So yeah, an awesome exhibition.
Yesterday, how was that for you yesterday? What were some of the games that stood out for you, the players that stood out for you yesterday?
So we did most of the youth games yesterday. That under-17 girls game, ngā haue whāo, Wainuiamata, they had some fantastic players in there, and they really showed their class, coming away with a 9-2 win over Waitakere. And it was great to see some of the young guns playing for Te Raroa, especially the young brothers there that are sort of about 14, 15 years old and holding their own against a pretty stoic Mātātua team. So, yeah, awesome day yesterday, and it's only going to get better today with finals looming.
Whānau, our second game on the live stream of day 2 of this 2024 Māori Touch National Tournament here at Rotorua is between two of our under-17 boys grade teams. The first one is Tūranga Nui a Kiwa, and they will be playing against Matau a Māui. Now, being a man of stats as you are, you've got a few results that these two teams have had over the past 2 days?
Yeah, I was just having a quick look. Results are regularly updated on the Māori Touch NZ website, whānau, if you are watching and you are wanting to stay up to date. And these two teams, they are out of finals contention, unfortunately, but I don't think that's going to have much of an impact in terms of the way that they play the game today. Te Matau a Māui just narrowly missing out on on finals contention. Ending up with an even ledger, 2-2, 2 wins, 2 losses, and Tūranga Nui a Kiwa having 1 win from their 4 matches. So plenty to play for still. There's always plenty of pride on the line when it comes to Māori Touch Nationals, and I don't think this game's going to be any different.
Now, you and Hika had the opportunity to call an under-17s game, a boys' game yesterday afternoon. Speaking to Hika last night at dinner, he was super impressed with that game. Your recollection of it?
Absolutely, yeah. Maniapoto and Tūranga Moana was a really tit-for-tat game, high scoring, really high quality. I was really impressed with the skills on display, and, the result went right down to the wire, and I'm pretty sure that all the viewers at home would be happy to see a game, go all the way down to the wire. And it was, just a great spectacle for an under-17s boys grade.
Now, again, Whānau, if you've just joined in or you're wondering what the schedule is for the day before we get into the teams here, we've got this game, then we've got a semi-final game, and then starting at 1 o'clock, we've got the 5 of our finals. You see them here, 1 o'clock. The first is the 17 boys, then our open women's. We go straight into the 21 mixed, the open mix, and then we'll finish off with the open men's final. So a massive afternoon starting at 1 o'clock. So go bake some scones or make some club sandwiches so you can prep yourself for a huge afternoon. You don't want to be anywhere else than watching on Whakaata Māori at this touch tournament. You want to take us through our first of the 2 of our 17 boys teams too?
Yeah, so we've got Te Matau Māui hailing from the sort of Napier Hawke's Bay area, sort of Anaru Nui Bartlett country. So we've got Kerr, Tran, Hunia, Buxton, Lauvau, Robinson, Wainga, Smith, Kiripatea, Waina, and Titi Ropoama.
There they were. Like you said, unfortunately, both teams out of contention. Tūranga Nui and Kiwa will start us off in this game. And we see all of their players, Kiwara, Waitai, key players in there. Paul Mana, Brown, Stewart, Akuranga. I actually think these games are better in terms of how evenly matched they both are. So looking forward to another great contest. We've seen in the first one, Tivia, standing at the back of the commentary box. What were your thoughts on that open men's game, first game?
Yeah, well, I was watching a little bit of the first half. Didn't catch much of it, but saw the halftime score, which was 4-3. And then, come the second half, I don't know what Coach Mitza Graham said to his Wairere boys, but they just came out absolutely firing, ending up with, I think, 5 touchdown win. So I think a real game of 2 halves, that one, and it just showed the class of the Wairere boys. It was a similar fixture last year where sort of top of the table clash between Tauranga, Moana and Wairere just running up a scoreline on them, just, absolutely showing their dominance and their class at this level.
Your expectations on how this game will go? Structure's not normally a word we use with our 17 boys grade, as we see Tūranga Nui Kiwa tap us off.
Yeah, expect to see quite a bit of flair on display from these young fellas. They know they're on the live stream, so I'm pretty sure they won't pull any punches here.
Straight into their business. We see there the number 10 from Tūranga Nui Kiwa. Oh, I thought referee was pointing for touchdown there. Manoa Nui from Tūranga Nui Kiwa nearly had our first one. Electric start straight away. We see him again here with the ball. Good set of defence, though, from Te Matau Māui.
Yeah, and just straight away going up the centre of the field before going towards their box. So they've got a great settle pattern, and it's always great to see teams going straight up the centre before going to their box, isn't it, Maya? Especially this early in the game.
You've seen how much cleaner it makes the subs. They're not going horizontal. They're moving forward. Unfortunately, see an error there. For me, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing if they can carry on that throughout the whole game. Easy when you're fresh. Sometimes when you've D'd a whole set, you want nothing other than to get off.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're in the deep waters, that's when the IQ and the lungs start to get tested. And we'll see if Te Matau Māui can continue that as the game wears on. Tūranga Nui approaching the 7-metre line.
Just sitting there, tack up back in the middle of the field. Last touch, probably will try and go underneath. Yes, he does, but a great touch again there from the number 9 from Te Matau Māui. RDJ, Smith. See if they again go back up the middle. Yeah, I really like this work here from Te Matau Māui.
Yeah, just couldn't quite get the clean ruck that he wanted there, though. That was a great positive touch, though, from Tūranga Nui Kiwa. And as a result, he'll get a repeat set of 6.
Kiwara working in conjunction with Cruz. Paul Mana. Kiwara with the ball. Paul Mana coming in here on the 32 peel. Went short side, good defence. Not really much space in that left-hand side.
Yeah, I think he pulled the strike dump was great because he pulled him all the way to the left-hand side, which meant that there should have been acres of space to the right-hand side. And a nice sliding dive there. The referee says play through on that one. So Cruz Paul Mana will get us started, get the scoreboard underway, and they take an early 1-0 lead.
Almost innocuous in terms of the outcome there. So we see Tūranga Nui Kiwa in this replay. Again, just casually going about their own. Nice quickie here. Gets on the outside. Gets underneath the defender who was trying to mirror him. Good first touchdown there. Just shout out to our referees for this game. Ben Matthews, Harry Hu, and Dion Griffiths. We see Ben here, the referee on field at the moment. This happens so often. One team scores, next minute we've got try score.
And a bit of ping pong, isn't it? The game has started. I think what I liked about that what that finish there was, it was a nice slide dive along the ground. You know, you generally see in these sort of youth grades the old slam dunk, the trending slam dunk come into play. But look at this dive straight along the deck, and it was enough to get underneath the hand of the Tūranga Nui a Kiwa winger, and we're level at one apiece.
These conditions make many of the things harder, but one of the things that makes easier is the slide dive. So players should be ably assisted. Again,
another great exponent of it right there.
He looked like he wanted to score that way first up, Manawa Nui Stewart, and he does it second up. Just both defenses finding it hard to move laterally under.
And that's always going to be the struggle in this type of weather, as we see on the Bunnings Warehouse replay. I think it was a 32 peel, and they just stepped him towards the short side. And Wairere Hunia, just unable to compete laterally. And that is always going to be difficult to compete because it is so wet and slippery underfoot. And Tūranga Nui a Kiwa managing to score another one there.
Max Tran coming around the back on the sweep there. Good effort from him. We've starting to see a lot of touchdowns scored when the defender has gone behind the scoreline. Maybe only 6 inches, 8 inches, but enough for the ball to be scored right at their feet. Ooh, promising move there. Left to right bullet pass. I think that was from the number 9, RDJ Smith.
And we'll see what Tūranga Nui a Kiwa are like coming off their own line. I think they've only had sort of 1, maybe 2 opportunities to do so, and we see the difference in strategy, and that's exactly what you're talking about, isn't it, Maya? When you go to the box and, you know, you don't really allow yourself the space laterally, then Te Matau a Māui are able to focus all of their defence and all of their shooters towards that box and really isolate Tūranga Nui a Kiwa down that sideline.
Darius Kiwara enterprising again. Again, I hope we get to see this pattern that they've been doing. Te Matau a Māui going up the middle, and you see it and you think, well, why is this team out of all the teams doing this? You just look at the coaches. You called his name earlier, Anadu Bartlett, and then also co-coach Ken Robinson, in terms of having that that IQ, that desire to go, actually, let's not just be one of the robotic teams that go to the box, let's try something different and very effective. Earned his team a penalty, did the number 4, Wairere Hunia.
And that's what hard rucking gets you, isn't it? It did sort of slow up towards the back end of that set, but the fact that they were able to get that strike dump about 10 metres off the line, as we see a crossover quickie, trying to snake through the defence, but unable to go through.
Robinson with a bit of footwork. Hunia and Robinson here together. Just trying to move the defence a little bit laterally. Set up the sweep play. Be interesting to see if they go to him. They do. Looks to get on the offside play. We've seen referee Dion calling the number 8 from Tūranga Nui a Kiwa offside play through. Good listening from the Te Matau a Māui. Number 8, I think it was, and he goes down for the touchdown.
Yeah, that was Riley Wanga, I think that might have been. Came around the back of a sweep, and then Pomana made the touch, pulled his corner, and you can just see a couple of feet short of the line, and that's all that they need to slide through.
That's great refereeing there. So easily could have left them off, but giving every advantage to the non-offending team. Played through, touchdown. 2-2. We've only been 6 minutes, mate. 4 touchdowns. I love the under-17 grade. It's the expect the unexpected.
That's it. I think it's going to be a case of not who can score the tries, but who can stop them in this one.
Good work there from the 1. Painga Morgan could have easily come on the sweep and just almost robotically throw it to the winger, but he didn't. Went short. Nice defence, though, from Te Matau a Māui.
Yeah, what that does is it just keeps them honest, doesn't it, Maya? And Te Matau a Māui, they'll just continue their pattern, and they're very systematic, aren't they, in the way that they roll up the field. This will be touch 4 coming. And then their strike touch should get them into pretty good range. And we'll see what they can come with here.
Kerr gets into the end goal. Couldn't quite link up. Showed a ton of pace there, just getting on the outside. That was a great set. And I wonder if more teams are looking at this and going, we need to think about whether we have our our transition sets going back up through the middle. You see the subs coming on and off just get so much more tidier. Players are dummy halves are looking at the players they're passing to rather than have people coming around the back. So great work there from Te Matau a Māui. Tūranga Nui a Kiwa, though, straight back down onto that 7-metre attacking line. Ooh, had numbers. The link was just a little bit too far back.
Yeah, they were kind of bailed out on that last touch there because that fifth and final was sort of 30 to 35 metres away from the try line. A little bobble at the roll ball from Te Matau a Māui. And Tūranga Nui a Kiwa, they've had plenty of shots on the line. And they'll get even closer to the 7-metre line with this welcome penalty.
Yeah, been so controlled in their transition sets at Te Mātou Māui, but not that time. Pomana and dummy half. Surely that was forward.
Yeah, Waitai and Pomana, they seem to be the playmakers of this Tūranga Nui Akiwa outfit. And working down the middle channel 3-3. They're looking to concentrate a lot of their attack down that way. Now extending out to a 32 platform.
Good defence, though, from Te Mātou Māui. Throwing a lot at the Tūranga Nui Kiwa, but handling it without too much fuss. Last touch now. Oh, almost created numbers for Tūranga Nui Kiwa, just rushing up there. The left-hand middle.
Yeah, I would like to see Tūranga Nui Akiwa just balance their field a little bit better. You know, a lot of their attack is going down sort of that middle channel to the middle link channel on the left-hand edge. But they're just sort of crammed, and they've got about 4 players within about sort of 15 to 20 metres worth of space. But if they could just get a little bit more balance and sort of spread the field a little bit more, then I think that they'll create a few more opportunities.
Only really 2 of the Tūranga Nui Akiwa players on the field at the moment. Just getting some troops on now. Is this the balance you're talking about in terms of just too many players squashed on that left-hand side?
I think so. Now that they've spread it out a little bit more, that creates, you know, that lateral movement within the Te Mātou Māui defence. And, you know, they almost went over there. And I think just if they can continue that sort of vein of work, then I think that'll provide a few fruits towards the back end of this half.
32 Peel on this right-hand side, slides under. The defender knew he had no chance to get back on side. Didn't even try to bend down. Great work. That's his go-to, isn't it? I think that's his 3rd touchdown, or not 3rd touchdown in that way. 3rd try to going that way, but 2nd converted one. Manoa Nui Stewart.
And he knew exactly what he wanted to do as soon as he got the ball. As you see on the replay, he got it, and then he hit the deck. He knew he was going to slide in. Brilliantly taken try there from Stewart.
So defensively, just need to get on the outside and make him send it back to the shutter?
I think so, especially in these conditions. You know, you're going to want to keep it in nice and tight. And you're just guilty of sort of pulling a straighter corner as opposed to pulling that sharp corner when you're that close to the line. But Te Mātou Māui will answer back.
Great little follow there. Couldn't quite catch the number. Might have been the 1 or the 7 there from Te Mātou Māui.
And it was a great little follow play as well. It was, you know, they drew up both middles, as we see on the Bunnings Warehouse replay. They knew they were on the 7. Made the touch, got the crossover quickie, attacked the outside of the safe side middle, and that just opened up the gap between the 2 middles and dive over for the try there for Te Mātou Māui. 3 apiece. It's been a pretty even half so far, Moya.
Excellent touchdown there from Callan Kerr. Very, very even. The scoreboard shows that. Nice little extra yards here. Not just running at the defender, making his job easy. Back to the middle, and here we see him again. Number 8. If it's not number 10 scoring tries, it's number 8 setting them up, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we can see their sort of contingent. Sort of 3 players there. There's Waitai, there's Pomana, and there's Stewart that seem to be the playmakers of this team. And just needing to wrap around, I think, to create the extra numbers will give them a lot more numbers on that open side, but just not quite getting there. Tūranga Nui Akiwa. Forward pass is the call from the referee.
Te Mātou Māui going to start the set in the middle of the field. I'll probably just charge it. Yep. I was almost going to say, since I said charge it straight up the middle, they go straight to the sub box. Last 2 times they've been here, they've had errors on the 2nd touch. So that's good. Just a lot more control, making sure they get the ball down to the right end of the field. They'll be loading up for a scoop. Gets on the outside, does the throw from Te Mātou Māui. Hunia. Good set, really. Didn't score, probably had no chance, but they've given the ball over on the 7-metre line.
Well, I think that's probably as best as they could muster, you know, considering that they had spent maybe 2 or 3 sets defending on their try line. That's probably why they changed up their subbing pattern and went to the blocks, just so that they could get those fresh numbers on. But just as easy as that, Tūranga Nui Akiwa, they're about 15 away from the line here, and this is looking promising for them.
He didn't want to slide in for a touchdown this time. He wanted to set one up, and he does that with a beautiful rainbow over to this right-hand side. Nice left to right pass. Just seen the Te Mātou Māui defence rolling that whole way down the field, unfortunately, so not putting too much pressure on this attack.
And that's what did it for them, wasn't it? It was a great drive there from Pohatu Chaffee. And then the long ball left to right from Stewart. He's been really impressive for them. And then the long ball out to the left-hand side. And Matete goes over. Tūranga Nui Akiwa, they take a lead. But it's stopping them, isn't it? That seems to be the issue for both of these teams at the moment, is stopping them.
Such a skill in getting that ball down as quick as possible. As Matau and Māui go back to this right-hand side where they scored their last one. They've scored another one again. Whatever you can do, we can do just as good. Back to 4-all.
That ping-pong battle continues, as we see on the replay here. Te Matau and Māui really patient in pulling up the defence and then just drew in the link by getting the quickie on the outside of a safe side defender. Beautiful chop line run as well from Lakai Waina. And 4 apiece with a minute and a half left. I feel like there's still a try or two left in this half, Maya.
Being a gun in all the teams you played in, you're in the middle of the field. But how hard a job is it to be a winger? Defensively, you have to adjust to whatever's happening in the middle, don't you?
Yeah, and the middles are the ones that sort of give them the time to do it. So if your middles aren't strong, then your wingers are going to be left sort of high and dry. But the more decisive they can be in the middle, it makes the winger's job easier. But that, it's a lot easier said than done.
Crept into the last minute. 4-all. Tūranga Nui Kiwa with the ball now. Both teams obviously love to go into this halftime break with a lead. Pōmana, he's the man. He can do this for Tūranga Nui Kiwa. Oh, talk about a change in roles. We had the number 10, Stewart, scoring them all like the dive. He set up the last one. Pōmana setting them all up. Now he's in with the slide.
And they're just using it to great effect, aren't they? They know the conditions. They know it's slippery. They know it's dewy. And you can see Cruz Pōmana just pulling out the defender from Te Matau and Māui and attacking down that channel, diving right at his heels, using the wet to great effect, great control of the ball. And has he nabbed enough of a lead for Tūranga Nui Akiwa to go into the second half with? Or do Te Matau and Māui have something to say about it? They do indeed. Long ball goes out to the left-hand side. And the ping-pong battle that's been going on all half will end the same way. Mesam Titi Ropoama goes over on the left-hand edge.
5-all. Tūranga Nui Akiwa. Te Matau and Māui. We see the one that ties it up. Great effort, both teams. What a first half. He tanga manoa mō tātou, tēnā whakatā mai. See you for the second half.
Don't miss this amazing value for Black Friday.
Keep a lookout for exciting products at the lowest prices.
Where you find a competitor's low price on the same stocked item.
Or beat it by 15%.
Even during Black Friday. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Kia ora te whānau whānui, nau mai hoki mai ki te hawhi tuarua. Tiv, exciting first half, 10 touchdowns, back and forth, ping pong as you said. Two different styles, very different styles. You said that in the half-time break. Do you just want to elaborate for our whānau in terms of your thoughts on those styles?
Yeah, well, I think Tūranga Nui Akiwa, there were a few opportunities there where they weren't quite spreading the field and they were focusing their efforts down a sort of narrow left-hand edge. Once they started to spread the ball a little bit more, they got a bit of purchase through their 32 peels on the right-hand side and finding their tries, getting the Te Matau and Māui defence moving laterally. And then on the opposite end of the ball, Te Matau and Māui focusing all of their attack down the middle channel, finding a lot of purchase through their crossover quickies, and drawing in the link to run some great chop lines from their link. So differing styles, but I think it's all based on the fact that they're trying to get the defence to move laterally that's going to provide those tries for them.
I think Coach Bartlett had the same thoughts, just eavesdropping here, as obviously we're situated right behind the sub-box of Te Matau and Māui, and he's just talking about, boys, take our time. We don't need a rush. Make sure we got good timing onto the ball, make sure our dummy half's in place before we go down. But I mean, that's like telling a a lion not to go and eat a deer or something like that, like telling these 17-year-olds to take their time. So great comms there from coach. So knowledgeable, so experienced and so successful. It'll be very interesting to see what his team can do. They get to start the second half off to.
Yeah, and we'll see what they can come up with. We'll see if they continue that same vein. I know the way that Anaru Bartlett plays the game, he quite enjoys his middle quickies as well. And we'll see if they can do the same. There's that crossover quickie that we talked about, just waiting to see if that link will bite. Probably a little bit too far away from the line to pose too much of a threat. But you can see that the thinking there is probably the same coming into the second half.
Here they are, taking their time, as coach said. Oh, referee called play on. One of the defenders must have been onside.
It was a nice dive though, wasn't it, from Lakai Waina? He came round on a sweep, and it was a little bit late, which took advantage of the retreat line of the Tūranga Nui defender. There's that crossover quickie that we saw once more. And yeah, just trying to get that Tūranga Nui Kiwa defence moving from left to right, trying to find the holes in them.
Matau Māui, second set with the ball. Really trying to, a lot more direct. So you've talked about they need to move teams laterally. We've seen all the attacks so far to be very direct. So not really, I guess, putting pressure on the defence other than needing to get back to the line quickly.
As we see the scoop through, I suppose that'll do it. In the end, it just comes down to a simple 3-3 scoop. Got him on the outside and then just had to find an extra number. I think it was patient. And, you know, you talked about in the halftime chat, Anaru Bartlett, the coach of this Te Mātua Māui 17 boys team, preaching that to his side. And then the scoop came through and found the extra number on the right edge, and it was try time.
I guess one of the natural consequences of a lot of direct being in the centre is it pulls the defence in, so you're creating space out wide, as you've seen them do there. First to hit, 6-5, Tūranga Nui Kiwa now, though, with their first opportunity in the second half, which we're already 2 minutes into. Key players again out there. We've seen Pomana and Stewart being the key Tūranga Nui Kiwa attackers. Here's Pomana now with the ball. Lovely little footwork there. He's got a bit of a shimmy going on there. Remind you of yourself?
No, not at all. But it is great footwork to use, especially in this wet weather. But I think you can see the Te Mātua Māui defence, they were a lot tighter on that occasion, and that's probably what the message was at halftime. Let's be a little bit tighter in our defence, and let's make this Tūranga Nui Kiwa team throw it over the top if they want to score their tries. Make them earn it.
Put the challenge out there to see if Te Mātua Māui were going to be able to keep their transition right up the middle, and they have all game so far. I think they might have been cut one short there.
I thought they had one more touch up their sleeve.
I was going to say a discount, but that means you get more. They got less. However, this set out. Timing onto the boards. A little bit tight there. We've seen the number 2 there from Tūranga Nui Kiwa. Back to the middle now. This is the set-up touch. They're looking for a strong drive here. Here he is, Stewart. He's been sliding in for a number of tries. He went to set that one up, though. Good defence. Te Mātua Māui.
Yeah, it was a good shot there from Kellen Kerr from Link, and it was a touch that had to be made. I'll tell you what, I'm pretty impressed with Mehaka Pohatu-Chefi for Tūranga Nui Kiwa. We're talking about, you know, the likes of the Waitais and the Pōmanas and the Stewarts, but he's the one that's setting the platform for them and running the lines. And Te Mātua Māui, they've got the right count this time. They're scooping from about 20 out, and the scoop goes through. He's gone through again. Pohatu-Chefi coming up with another important touch there.
Almost identical setup to the previous try for Te Mātua Māui. You see them here, just scooping through, getting into the in goal, looking to link up. This time on much better for the defence. Good hustle chase down there from number 5. Mehaka, sorry. Did you hear the sub box on Te Mātua Māui? They thought they got ripped off one touch, so the very next transition set they're counting
out. They had to count. They had to. You've got to keep the referees honest and accountable.
Tūranga Nui Kiwa, good momentum in this set. Pomana goes straight through. Oh. He's that fast, the ball can't even keep up with him.
Must have been carrying a bar of soap on that one. It slipped straight out of his hands, no defenders around him. Thought he was through.
I think he's just set up too many tries. Nice little extra pass. I'm not sure about the second one, but the first one was good, getting inside the defender, point defender.
That's great press defense there from Tūranga Nui Akiwa. Just stole a touch there, and then this will be touch forward. They're just only getting over halfway. It's a great defensive set from Tūranga Nui.
Coach Bart, as we see a scoop now, nothing on there. Coach Bartlett really challenging his boys, saying, boys, don't bail, stay there, do the mahi, and then you can get a rest then. So, yep, just challenging his boys in the sub-box, stick with the process, trust in it.
And it was something they did so well in the first half, wasn't it, Maya? Going up the middle of the field before stretching to their box. And as you mentioned at the start of the game, when the fatigue starts to set in, that's when the listening usually starts to go. That's when the brain starts to fade. And it's just parted like the Red Sea there for Te Matawa Māui. Riley Wainga takes advantage of a disjointed Tūranga Nui Akiwa defensive line, and he steals one there, essentially.
Yeah, something out of nothing almost, just presented itself, and he took it like every good player should. See him here just having a look. What's going to go on? Where are we going to plant the ball? Hey, you know what? I'll just run through and score this one. Thank you very much.
I think Tūranga Nui Akiwa were just guilty of trying to get into position rather than defending the play first and foremost. And then they had too many players going out to the left-hand side. It parted the seas through the middle of the field. And a well-taken try there from Te Matawa Māui. I think that may potentially be the first 2-try lead we've had in this game.
Stewart going back to the well, which worked so well for him in the first half. He's getting a quickie, getting on the outside and sliding in. Referee, though, said it was a great touch from the Te Matawa Māui player. He looks again to try and get on the outside. I thought he did. Good set of defence. Such a key thing to do straight after scoring, isn't it? To defend that set now that they're 2 up as well.
And vital, and it just stops the ping-pong battle that's been happening throughout the entirety of the first half. You know, so coming out of the second half, I think we've only had maybe the 1 try or a handful of tries at most. And now Te Matawa Māui into enemy territory. The scoop comes out of dummy half. He's been dangerous here. Just needs to link up with another player. Great pass, but an even better touch. That's once again Mehaka Poatu Chaffee. And he's got that air of desperation in him, doesn't he?
He's playing on both ends of the field, isn't he? Like doing all the hard work down on the attacking end and then doing the hard mahi defensively as well. The second touchdown he saved, having to dive. Fantastic athlete, but obviously courageous. Doing everything he can to help the team out. Good set so far from Tūranga Nui Akiwa. They make their way back middle of the field. 4th touch now. We'll be setting things up for another strong scoop.
It's that trusty duo again, Pōmana and Whiteside. They link up there, and what a timely time to strike there. Great try there from Tūranga Nui Akiwa. As we see on the Bunnies Warehouse replay, it was just a 2-man train the whole way down, getting towards the strike touch. Great dump, and then a great engagement of the defence. Caught the Te Matawa Māui defence offside, and Whiteside goes over there for Tūranga Nui Akiwa.
I think that was Kiwa, and he's been a really good foil, has he, for Pōmana in terms of setting things up, doing what he needs to do. We've just given some chocolates to the number 5. We see there must be a downhill part to this corner of the field because that's where all the Te Matawa Māui attack is being headed. Very successful on their scoops.
You're right, it was Kiwara, and he's doing his due diligence on defence here as well. As they get on the outside, the long ball goes over the top. Just not enough kaha in that one, although it was touched. That's probably why.
Reset. Te Matawa Māui.
And they'll just want to use the entire set here, won't they, Maya? You know, there's only 6.5 minutes left. The fatigue is starting to set in for Anaru Bartlett's boys. Through the dummy and dove over the line. A well-taken try there. Noah Robinson goes over.
What a dummy pass, wasn't it? Absolutely sold the farm there to the defender. Gets himself set up. Knew that he wanted to go under. Threw it out. Defender took the bait and went in as easy as that. Great touchdown. Back out to a 2-touchdown lead.
And it's what they were doing so well in the first half, was getting that crossover quickie and really engaging that link just to create that uncertainty between the connection between him and his middle. And that has, I think that's probably bought them about 4 or 5 tries, Te Matawa Māui.
Mehaka again. Perfect foil for Stewart. I was just about to say I'd love to see Mehaka get across. He deserves it so much. Just every minute of this game, he's giving it his all defensively and on attack. A quickie for him. You see, come up here. Stewart waiting for the defence to get nice and high to give Mehaka as much opportunity as he can. Just steps off his right. Look at those long levers. I think he could have dived from the 7-metre line and put that one down.
Well, I think that you're right. It's a just reward for a fantastic player, and he'll back it up with a set of defense as well. So, Te Mātua Māui trying to get on the outside. Was that ball down? I think it was.
I think the touch was made. Just Mihaka was unfortunately short of the line. He's been giving it his all. This time he couldn't quite get back and have 2 feet on him behind the touchdown line. And it was good reading of play here from the Te Mātua Māui player. Knew he was short. No slam dunk again. 2 hands on the ball, making sure of it. Getting those fundamentals done well. Great work from these under-17 boys.
I think probably what makes it all the more impressive for this Te Mātua Māui team is that they've come here and they've only got, I think they might be down on troops as well, just looking at their team list. As we see a dive through the middle, that was Kiwa. And it's actually Darius Kiwa that's been working in the middle a lot with Cruz Pōmana. Here they are once more, threatening on that 7-metre line, straight.
Expect the slide in here. Because I said it, I knew it was going to be a right to left long ball. Oh,
chance gone begging there. Ball put down by Quaid Matete. He scored a good one down in this corner in the first half. Unable to replicate that, but that was a chance gone begging there for Tūranga Nui Akiwa.
How good was this pass? This is money. This is perfect. Perfect pace, perfect length, right on the spot. In the bread basket. It was almost too easy. Unfortunate there for the winger. Pōmana, though, again, just showing another one of his incredible attacking attributes.
And what they did well there was they actually wrapped around to the open side to create that overlap, which allowed Pōmana to throw that long ball. And that's a great set coming out of trouble there from Te Mātua Māui as well. Getting all the way down to the 7-metre line, and if you're not scoring, that's the next best thing. Now Tūranga Nui Akiwa, there's a great drive there. Fantastic metres. He's picked up about 20 or so metres there. Has Rory Fukushima Hall. Providing plenty of attacking space for these two.
Fukushima Hall had a solid first half. And I haven't really said his name too much in the second half as we see Stewart. Again, those ground conditions falling over, trying to get rid of the ball.
And I'll tell you what, if he had kept his feet, he would have easily gotten out on the outside of the Te Mātua Māui defence there. And it would have been real interesting to see if they could have held their mirror. But as it turns out, Tūranga Nui Akiwa still chasing the game. They're down by 2. And with just under 3 minutes left, I think they're going to have to be the next to score if they want to stay in this one.
Really lift of intensity in the sub-box of Te Mātua Māui. We see a no-look pass left to right. Oh, that looked a lot more like basketball than touch then. No-looker to an intercept, nearly to a tip-on to the winger. Good skills out of these young kids.
Yeah, great skills on display. Yeah. And it almost went to hand too. If that had gone to hand, that definitely would have made it onto the highlight reel. But now Tūranga Nui Akiwa, they've done well to get out of trouble here. They've gone from coast to coast, from left to right, and now they'll get some troops on. They've got some a real injection of pace, haven't they, in this last sort of 2 or 3 sets.
I loved it how both teams have really stuck to the game plan all the way through. No one's given up. The Tūranga Nui Akiwa haven't tried to chase the game. They've just stuck to their processes.
Yeah, just guilty of losing count of the touch there. They had them stripped for numbers out on the left-hand side. I think if they had known what the touch count was, they would have made it interesting down that left flank. But now Te Mātua Māui, they'll just want to use the entire set, won't they, and try and draw as much time from the clock as they can.
This right-hand side, once again, looking to scoop down. I think that was a late pass. Touch and pass. Yeah, referee Dion got that one nice and easy. Tūranga Nui Akiwa needed that stop with only a minute and a half to go. Down by 2, have to score in this set. D1 out and then score again. If they can do that, they'll get back to 9-all. Te Mātua Māui lifting. We haven't seen this from them.
No, we haven't.
Just too early, unfortunately, on that one. Referee Matthews says you're offside.
Yeah, they really tried to limit the amount of yardage that Tūranga Nui had on that set to try and keep them off the 7-metre line. And in 2 touches, that's exactly where they find themselves. Here's Stewart on the ball. He's been dangerous all game. Oh, just not keeping hold of that one, though, unfortunately.
I think that's the chances over. Sorry to say, Tivoli, but with only 40 seconds left on the clock, Te Mātua Māui, they won't need to score. They'll just want to be accurate, make sure they get through all 6 of their touches, get it as far down, or as you said, punch it through the middle, hand it over down the end and then get ready for a big set of defence. Up by 2 though, they'll get this attack. Gets on the outside, Kerr using his pace, great touch, and you'll never guess who it was, Mehaka.
He's had a whale of a game, hasn't he, Mehaka Pohatu-Chefi? And he's absolutely tried his heart out, as has the rest of this Tūranga Nui Kiwa outfit. But unfortunately, it won't be enough for today. But they've still got one more set. We'll see if they can come up with a consolation effort on the final play of the game.
Hear the hooter in the back. Tūranga Nui Kiwa not dying with the ball. Pōmana, a key player for them, gets touched. We hear referee Dion call us off for that, our second of our live stream games in the under-17 grade. Te Matau Māui coming out victors 9-7 over Tūranga Nui Kiwa. Kua tai te wānau, te wāpoto, kaua e haere tāwhiti.
Tēnā koutou tamariki mā.
Ono mai ki tamariki hā.
Mai, ia.
Download Māori Plus. Download it, download it, download it. It's easy. Free. Koiko! Kakawada. Tanuchu. Te Pāmakuanga. Island of Mystery. Wungana. Tuhura. Ono mai ki tamariki hā. Download Māori Plus. Please, Mum.
We're going to have Māori getting ownership rights recognised in the takiwā Moana.
So they created legislation, foreshore and CBD Act.
How can you allow this to happen in the 21st century?
What it is the same old faces, the Ken Meters, the Harawira families, the haters and wreckers.
It's about time we started looking to a new future.
What you can do in 50,000 turn up.
Okay. Let's go then, eh?
You want to just jump in, the dark horse?
Deep down, that's all we want. Freedom.
You sucker. You better watch out, you fool.
I often think of my cousin.
She didn't have anyone.
She had us.
You're pretty beautiful.
Same.
We're going to get you back, Matau. I promise.
Kiriata no Aotearoa, ki whakaata Māori me Māori Plus.
Kia ora te iwi, and welcome back to the post-game of the Under-17 boys game that was held between Tūranga Nui Kiwa, Te Matau Māui. Te Matau Māui coming out victors 9-7. Tiv, that was a really exciting game. We talked about the two different styles, and they seemed to have a way, and that's the way it went that half, and then they both changed up sort of in the second half.
Yeah, they made sort of necessary adjustments. I think what both teams found as the half went on, though, is that what worked so well for them in the first half worked just as well for them in the second half. Te Matau Māui, they went away from, things like their box sets, things like their crossover quickies, and then when they went back to that midway through the second half, they found a few tries waiting for them and a 2-try win at the end of the day.
We started with a gun open men's game. We then had this under-17 boys game, and just what a great game it was to see our under-17 boys as they walk past our commentary box. They're chuffed. The boys from Te Matau Māui, they're stoked with that. Well done to both coaching and management teams. We know they're unable to get through to the semis and the finals, but fantastic way for both teams to finish. I'm sure their whānau watching at home is super proud to see them. A standout for me is that Mehaka.
Mehaka Pohatu-Chefi. The only thing better than his game, I think, was his hair. Absolute classic hairdo. But he tried his heart out for Tūranga Nui Kiwa, and he was fantastic for them. Up
next, we've got the Pākeke Hānumi, the semi-final between Te Rakipai Whenua, and they are up against Te Ati Haunui Paparangi. So I've never seen either of these two teams yesterday, so it'll be interesting to see what they bring. Obviously, both done well, getting through to the semi-final. Big day for them, having had games previously already, then the semi-final. Well, I guess big day for the team that's going to go through to the final. So interested to see how that goes. I hope you at home are interested too. So don't go too far. We've got a hot semi-final in our senior mixed grade coming right up, and we'll see you back there for that.
Everyone in this room is a winner.
Live from the mighty Mount Maunganui.
Huge mahi to everyone that has supported me.
Join the 2024 celebration.
Kia ora te whānau whānui, nau mai hoki mai, ki te Rotorua for this 2024 Māori Touch National Tournament, Day 2. We've just seen two incredible games, round-robin games. Joining me in commentary is Tivoli Guthrie, the man himself, 7th touch. Tiv, we're just getting into our first of the real crunch games, the sudden death ones, the semi-final in our Pakeke Humini, the senior mixed grade where we have women who are 27 over and men who are 30 and over. This game is between Te Atiho Nui a Paparangi versus Te Rakipai Whenua. You got some results, previous results from these teams? Have they played each other, sorry, Tiv?
No, so there were enough teams throughout the Pakeke Hanumi grade where there were two pools, so they haven't met each other yet, although they did meet each other in last year's tournament. Te Rakipai Whenua are defending champs, so coming into this one, they've got a very strong outfit. Plenty of ex-New Zealand representatives in there. You look at the likes of Cody Walker, Donnie Woodhouse, Lovey Woodhouse, just to name a few. So they will be very strong this afternoon, and they'll be out to defend their title.
Yeah, it's going to be an incredible game when you look through all those names, Edmonds and the Woodhouse name, Rangi and King, and then you look at the other team, and it's like, who hasn't played for New Zealand in this team? It's like a, a reunion of ex-New Zealand players coming to play, so this is going to be an incredible game. We called out the players. I also want to just a bit of a mihi out to the referees, Mike Cooper. We've got Poko Mani. Now, he was the referee of the tournament last year, so gun referee, and we've got birthday boy, Kenny Kingi. So it's his 18th birthday. Someone come past me and said, hey, Ma, I'd like to introduce you to the next New Zealand world #1. So I'm not putting the pressure on him. That's what must have been his auntie, maybe his mum that come past and said it. But a great young man. Really looking forward to seeing what he does. Haven't seen him on the finals field so far this tournament, but he is out here today in the semi-final. So obviously all teams, they're trying to get into the finals, and one of those pathways is through the semis. You have to go. Well, that's the same thing for referees. So referees that are getting these semi-finals and final games, they're the best of the best that we have here at this tournament, Tiv. Now, I'm probably talking to someone who already knows that, but that was more for our whānau. Anyway, any thoughts on who's going to take this one out?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a tight one, isn't it? You know, you've got some fantastic players that, why we say they are ex-New Zealand players, their calibre is still at a very high level. You know, you look across to the Te Ati Haunui team, you've got Brett Cribb, Elise New, you've got Kahuaki, Tabitha McKenzie, Sean Brown. They've got plenty of experience there. And I think it's just going to be a matter of which team can handle the conditions better today, as Te Ati Haunui a Paparangi and the sort of blue and black strip going from left to right on the screen. Te Rakipai Whenua going from right to left in the maroon. Getting on the outside, a long ball goes out to the right. Can she finish? That's a great diving touch there.
Good start so far. Paranihi and Portani giving the ball away in the right area. It's very smart, very experienced player there, the number 9 from Te Ati Haunui. Good set, though, on defence as well from Te Rakipai Whenua.
Oh, it was a great touch out wide. And that was Tanya Yonke out there. Sister of long-time New Zealand representative George Yonke. So great to see her playing for Te Rakipai Whenua. It was a great diving touch. It had to be made. And now they'll look to convert down the other end of the field. They've got a chance.
Rawadi showing real intent when he come on there. Out to Mutu. Unfortunately, couldn't finish that one. So you see there, Rawadi, great player. One of the key players in this Te Rakipai Whenua team.
100%. And now Te Ati Haunui just approaching the halfway line. Akira Mako on the field. He'll work with Sean Brown. They'll just channel it up the middle. through a couple of touches, going to a 32 platform. Hewler out of half. The late switch from Brown. And then just getting their wires crossed there was Brown and Mako for another late switch back to the middle of the field. And ball goes to ground. Te Raki Paewhenua get the ball a couple of metres off their 7-metre line.
3 sets. We've already seen a lot of touch played. A lot of extra passes and moves going on here. He just gets himself off for a sub. Nice strong yard there from the number 2. Woodhouse. Even contest, I know we've literally just started, but both teams firing shots in the attacking end. We see another time here. Joel King couldn't get through. Good defense. Sean Brown, hard player to beat. One of the best defenders going around.
Yeah, and you talk about firing shots earlier. I think both teams kind of have to start this game by hitting the ground running because, you know, when it comes to knockout football, anything can happen in the space of 30 minutes. And if you can start this game with a hiss and a roar, then you put yourselves in a great position to be successful. And now here's Cribb, just looking to drive it down the middle of the field, just toying with them at the moment. Checks off, that's a great drive. They get down to the 7-metre line and Cribb will go out of half. Double pumps, just loses control of the ball. You hear a few chuckles coming from their sub-box, but it was a great snaking run on the fourth touch.
Yeah, I like the work there of New, just setting them up, not just running to that point defender, getting into that back defender. I think in that one touch there, they got 20 metres. New, obviously, the best New in the team. I have to say that wherever in Fiji, I threw so many chocolates Lisa's way, and she gave the credit all to the other commentator, so I said, no more. Te Raki Paewhenua now, though. Their turn to have a crack. Both teams super enterprising with what they're doing. You wouldn't believe that the conditions have gotten worse and the rain's really picked up. Gets on the outside into the end goal. Lovely touch there. Here he is, Ray New, doing it at both ends.
Yeah, Brad Norman out of half there. Just looking to get on the outside, but it was great defence there. Great corner from Ray New. He stuck to his corner. And then that just meant that outside channel wasn't really there. Oh, I'm not sure about the call there. I think that might have been knocked down, but at the same time, you've got to have control of the ball, don't you, Maya?
Great call. You've got to touch the ball. The only thing with a touch is that it's at minimum force. So if you're going to hold it out there for it to be touched and not be able to control it, that's your fault. So good work there from Te Raki Paewhenua. Oh, unfortunately, though, couldn't convert. Touch and pass, I think. Number 5 there, Cody Walker.
Yeah, just getting his wires crossed there. But himself with Lovey Woodhouse just trying to keep the ball alive on that touch. And ball went to ground. So Te Honui a Paparangi. Cody Walker just testing the waters, making sure the referees are on their game, trying to slide a little foot in there. And I think that's sort of the kind of tactics that you'll see in these Masters grades, isn't it, Maya?
You just know to expect it. We had a game on yesterday and the same little tricks. Or actually, it was actually Te Honui, sorry. That was the team that we were watching. Sean Brown, he won, I think, 2 Academy Awards in that game. Did some great acting, earning his team some penalties. He's the type of guy butter would have mount too, so as a referee, you're like, oh, something must have happened.
Sean must be right.
Yeah, Sean must be right. Yeah.
Now Te Raki Paewhenua kicks out to the left-hand side. He's got him on the outside. Well defended there, though, from Wayne Potini. And now they go back out to the left-hand side. The numbers are there. And Joel King goes over. Te Raki Pae are the ones to strike first in this one.
Donnie Woodhouse put it down to him. Not just in that second one, but setting up that try. Another name, a very experienced player, successful. Donnie Woodhouse, we see him here, getting his team up there, then just taking it upon himself to get on the outside of the defender. Beautiful draw and pass. And off he goes, King for the first touchdown.
Yeah, and it was a great sort of kick out on the touch previous. It just made the Te Ati Honui defence shift to the left-hand side, and then when they went back to the centre of the field, bit of misdirection, they dummied the quickie, and Woodhouse managing to get on the outside. Throwing the short ball to King. And now a 1-0 lead. Here's Brown. Back to Hewler, looking for that right to left long ball, ripping it out. Great pass and great hands out on the left-hand side as well.
Was it an undercut?
No. You won't see an undercut from Pete. And now Te Raki Pae getting in the channel, but dropping the intercept. So ball goes to ground, a repeat set coming the way of Te Ati Honui.
Brown and Mako in the middle. Let's see what Brown can come up with. Looks like he's only nearly dropped the ball. Good grab to get back. Goes back to this right-hand side. I love the way he does that all the time. Gathers himself and almost springboards forward along the ground.
If it can get you 1 point, then I suppose it doesn't matter how you do it as long as it gets there. Mako goes in. Just losing connection there between Brown and Mako. But Brown, he'll steady the troops, get McKenzie around on a back door. And she dummies to the inside. Well defended there from Te Raki Pai Whenua, though.
Really starting to see the conditions have a bit of an impact on the game, haven't we? In the first game, it was definitely there. The under-17 boys showed how skillful they were, as it wasn't such an impact there. Brown now huge left to right. Couldn't get out to Elise New. If the ball went to hand, it would have been the second touchdown of this one, Tiv.
Yeah, it was looking promising, wasn't it? You know, the ball came to Brown. He had acres of space and then ripped out that long ball, but it dipped just enough. And Te Raki Pai Whenua will be breathing a sigh of relief there as they ruck the ball out of their half.
Seen another one of the Sean Brown tricks there, just getting the shoulders not square and when he was making the touch. Nice set, though, here from Te Raki Pai Whenua. Oh, just unfortunately, subs couldn't quite get on in time. Nick Rangi here, driving the ball down. Walker couldn't quite go to hand. Lovey Woodhouse again, nearly scored the second one for Te Raki Pai Whenua.
Yeah, and how great to see Cody Walker back out on the field as well, especially in this environment. Through that cutout pass, and Woodhouse through the gap, just couldn't quite control the ball though. And Te Raki Pai Whenua just narrowly miss out on getting their second touchdown of the match. And now Te Ati Haunui through McKenzie, coming down this channel on the right-hand side. New going forward.
See real direction there from the Wahine and both teams. Strong touch players. The more, what happens here? Going down the short side, we see Panihi. Good touch, great touch there. Just talked about how good these Wahine are. Avi Woodhouse, you're not going to get around the outside of her.
Definitely not. And I think Te Ati Haunui just knew that that was a kind of set where you just want to plug it down as far as you can and then back it up with a big, strong set of defense as well. Now Te Raki Pai Whenua out on the left-hand side with King. Puterangi telling him to go forward. Now the ball comes back to King in the middle of the field. Out of dummy half is Woodhouse looking to work the feet. The show, great show on the outside. Have they created enough room? Is that play on?
Well done. Staying with the play was Wayne Putini. Nearly a touchdown there from Yonke. That would have been a great one. Tell you what, Donnie Woodhouse, he's got spiders on him, doesn't he? No one can touch him.
Still looking like a spring chicken, isn't he?
He sure does. Nearly got a penalty for his team. Third touch, though. Good set so far from Te Raki Pai Whenua.
And you know what? You can tell there's plenty of feeling because there's plenty of chat out there on the field as Crib marches forward. Out of dummy half is New. Was he onside? Referee says play through. And that is ball down.
He is a ninja. He is an absolute ninja. He's got great footwork, great speed, but his vision, his eyes-up vision, just being able to manipulate defenses. He's done it all of his career, and it doesn't look like he's slowed down one step. We see him here just off his left, off his right, gets into space, looks around, and delivers the perfect pass for number one to go in, Scott Dalman. Te Ati Haunui a Paparangi, 1-1.
And it's going to be a great match for the rest of this one. We've still got 5 minutes left in this half. Yeah, just not quite having control of the ball there. Te Raki Pai, they'll be disappointed with that one.
I looked up to the scoreboard thinking it'd be 6-8. Such has been the touch in terms of end-to-end, throwing it, long balls, follows all over the show. But no, 1-1. Sean Brown just settling things down.
I think it just speaks to the levels of intensity in this game, doesn't it, Maya? As we see Te Ati Haunui just looking to get that extra check off, trying to find that extra bit of yardage and get in behind the Te Raki Pai defence.
Paranihi into dummy half. Scoops comes back to the right. That was just a little bit too straight, that pass. Again, just a lot of ball movement. Worse the conditions have been today, but left to right, throwing the ball.
I mean, the rain has subdued maybe the slightest amount, so it's slowed down to a bit of a drizzle. But I'll tell you what, you wouldn't be able to tell that by looking at the skills of the players out there on the field.
Have you registered to be part of the drop-off committee?
Do I want to know what it is? What is the drop-off committee?
It's the people who are mad for drop-offs. So obviously always hoping, self-appointed president right here of the committee, for a drop-off whenever we can get one. Now, to those of you who may be new to touch, the only time we have drop-offs in games is not when it's a draw, but when it's a draw in a sudden death game. So in our quarterfinals, semi-finals and finals. This being a semi-final, the field grew another metre then on that one. When it is a semi-final, we must have a winner. So if it's a draw at the end of this one, then we will be going into a drop-off, which I'm sure Tiv will be able to unpack for us all when we get closer to that second half.
I'll tell you what, sign me up. If it means we get more drop-off touch, I'm all for it. As Te Ati Haunui, Crib goes to New, he skips to the outside. The drawing pass was there, managed to just draw the attention of the Te Rakipai winger, and just, I think, ran out of room there. It was a bit too narrow down that left-hand channel.
Staying on the drop-off chat, do you ever break down drop-offs in terms of what teams should do if they are the first to start in that first 2-minute periods, or what they should do if the touch count's getting, you know, what you want to do when there's only 20 seconds to go in that first period? We see Rawiri now using his gas, getting on the outside, but equal to it was the number 1, Scott Delman from Te Ati Haunui.
I think if you've got, you know, a really good preparation, Maya, then I think you kind of have to. You have to analyse, you know, the personnel that you send out, what situation you send them out in, whether it's 4-on-4 or 3 versus 3, just because that's the sort of level that we expect our coaches and our athletes to be at. As Brown drives in, Hewler out of half, looking for a beautiful set piece to the left, but well defended from Te Rakipai Whenua. Mako throws the pass to the right-hand side, and a penalty has been drawn for Te Rakipai Whenua. Enterprising play, though, from Te Ati Haunui.
No one told the players that this is the senior mixed semi-final. Open mixed, eat your heart out. We might end up seeing one of these teams in the open mixed final. The way they're going, creativity in the play, letting the ball fly, no fear. That's what we want to see at this end of the tournament.
100%, especially when you get to the pointy end, isn't it? When you got the best of the best battling it out. As Te Rakipai Whenua, yeah, just not a clean ruck there. There was a foot there, but I think Noel Edmonds will want his time over again. He should have had a little bit more control of the ball there.
I'd love to see a Sean Brown highlight package of this game. There'll be hands and feet in places that they probably shouldn't be, but they're getting the results.
Going forward, yeah.
Com's gone up from the box right out in front of us. And there's also a few players with their hands on the knees in the box.
It's at the end of a long tournament. We're at the semi-final stage. Te Ati Haunui looking for the late switch in the middle of the field. And just like that, you blink an eye, and we have just under 1 minute left in the first half. Now Te Rakipai just struggling to get off their line a little bit.
The defence from Te Ati Haunui, a Paparangi, really stepping up. We got the fourth, last one here, looking for a strong drive.
Oh, he's well offside there, I think, yeah.
So unnecessary, almost a coach call, isn't it? You've defended well, there's really nothing on the end of that pick but offside, and give the opposition a fresh set.
Well, I was just wondering whether it would be almost a tactical penalty to give away, seeing as there is only 20 seconds left. You can dictate the pace of the game if you are on defence. For example, right now, you don't have to be moving up too fast because you know that time is working against Te Rakipai. And especially when you've got defence like that for Te Ati Haunui.
Yeah, Te Ati Haunui, all they need to do is just sit on their line, really. Give away the 2 penalties and then pretend on the third one. We see the halftime hooter in the background, which will bring an end to this game. 1-1, but so much touch played by both teams. Te Ati Haunui, a Paparangi, up against Te Rakipai Whenua. Fantastic first half. We need a drink. You get one too. Be back so we can see who takes this one out. And like I said to Tiff, hopefully it's a drop-off.
Don't miss this amazing value for Black Friday.
Keep a lookout for exciting products at the lowest prices.
Where you find a competitor's low price on the same stocked item.
We'll beat it by 15%.
Even during Black Friday. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Tiv, what an insight we got just to this halftime break in the back of Te Ati Haunui Paparangi, listening to the coach giving their words, what they need them to do. One thing I heard him say was, I think we're attacking their wrong side. And I don't know if that's something you picked up in your summary of that first half.
Yeah, I mean, potentially, I think maybe he's seen something that's opened up. Maybe he's seen a picture that the defence are providing. And we'll see if the message is taken on board from Te Ati Haunui. I think one thing that stuck out from his kōrero, from my point of view, was the fact that they're all sticking to their roles and they all know what role that they're willing to play. You look at the likes of, Brett Cribb, that's happy to roll up his sleeves and march the ball down the field, and allowing the likes of Sean Brown to open up on the attacking side of the football. And I think it's probably a fair reflection of the game, a 1-1 draw at the moment.
Definitely is, but could have been 10 or 2. Such was the touch that was played. I'll tell you what stand out for me, Rainu. He was very lethal when he was on the attacking pod. And then on the other side, Donnie Woodhouse, really threatening, particularly on this left-hand side of their attacking scoreline, getting on the outside of players. Beautiful passes, finding the support player in space. So those two, I'm sure each team is thinking about. And then we see Cody Walker, again, like what you said, great to see him back here. He was one of those players back in the days, wasn't he, where he'd draw a crowd. Even if they didn't know who he was, they knew about him, so they come to see who he was. Just a lethal player, a legend.
Yeah, and Te Raki Pai Whenua, they've got a few attacking pieces out there. You talked about Donnie Woodhouse. Cody Walker's got some game in him as well. We've seen Joel King on the ball, as well as Noel Edmonds. The ball hasn't quite gone his way, though. So we'll see if his fortunes turn around in the second half. Another trick that you can dot down to Sean Brown, trying to get 2 taps within a game. He knows them all.
Te Raki Pai Whenua get to tap us off in the second half. We've seen in the previous 2 games, the team that's come out and started scored straight away. So what was Cody Walker talking to the team about? What are they setting up?
Yeah, hopefully not that. It was a messy roll. The ball just didn't quite have the shoulders square. And as a result, Te Ati Haunui Paparangi will get the ball, and Te Raki Pai Whenua just haven't fired a shot.
I can only imagine how deflating that is. You really got yourself set, you're focused, you're really intent on that first set and what you want to do. And then just that small part, but such a crucial part as New comes on now. You and Cribb normally working in tandem with Scott Dowman.
He was dangerous in that first half. Here he is coming out of half again as Ray New. Gives the early release, though, to Brett Cribb. And he's managed to hold on to that as King. And luckily, because that could have been Te Ati Haunui ball going back the other way.
You must love the back to zero rule rather than that being the first touch.
Yes, 100%. Just, it gives you a reward, as we see one of those situations coming up right now. It just gives you that reward for being able to nab an intercept. There's nothing worse than having a good defensive decision and getting that intercept and then it being touch 1 when you're only on the 5-metre line. So great change in rule interpretation there.
We've both been impressed with the quality of touch that's been played, but you have to put it down to the referees in this game in terms of the spaces that they've ensured that they've managed the whole time. As Rawiri with the ball looks to go in, a sort of a late cut, went back to Rawiri's direction, but excellent input from our referees. Well-managed game so far.
I'll be interested to see this combination here between Rawiri and Norman. 2 World Cup winners. And there's another intercept. Cribb, he was just sitting in the lane. Can he go the whole way? Has he got the wheels? He's got New coming up on the left-hand side. He plays the percentages. But what a play. What a turnaround there from Brett Cribb.
Yep. I don't think he was intending on going all the way. At least New was right beside him. No surprise there, but what a great opportunity here.
I think, though, at this stage of the game, it was absolutely the right thing to do, was just to slow up, take the touch, rather than play the risky pass, especially with the conditions the way that they are this early into the second half, Maya.
Paranihi and Potani haven't got across yet. He's done a lot of good work, and they set this one up. Oh, Rawiri, and then we see the honesty that exists within the game of touch. You could have sworn the touch was made there, Tiv.
Yeah, you would have thought so, but such as the honesty and the integrity of Rawiri, he said, no, sir, I missed the touch. And Te Ati Haunui, it was just a simple quickie, and a short ball, tried to get Rawiri to double off as the save defender, narrowly missed, and he had the honesty to say, no, sir, I missed. And Te Ati Haunui, they're the ones to break the 1-1 deadlock.
Perfect positioning there from our birthday boy, 18th birthday for Kenny Kingi, ref. Great positioning, well done. 2-1. Game on. I reckon the floodgate's going to open this half. We see Donnie Woodhouse on here.
Yeah, Woodhouse, Walker calling the shots. He knows what picture he wants. And they'll work a play to the left-hand side. I think I know exactly what play they were looking at on their left-hand side. But the slip over from Walker meant it didn't come to fruition, but you could see it brewing.
They didn't throw the last pass, so it's potentially still there to come back to next time.
Now Mako will move forward, just getting up over the halfway line. There hasn't been too much speed in the rucking game of either side, but for the most part, they've had control. And that's probably more important than speed when it comes to these types of conditions in these games.
It's unfortunately a little bit late, the timing off there from the runner. Cribb just passing behind. Yeah, we talked about that previously when Te Ati Haunui were playing, in terms of it doesn't look like the foot speed was very far, but they're making big meters, holding the ball in two hands, throwing dummy passes, etc., getting the defender shifting off. So, yeah, it's just that experience, that comes into it.
Well, that's it, knowing when to pull those triggers. You know, you see in the 17s games and the youth grades, they look to do that on touches where maybe it's not open. And then you get into these opens and masters grades, and they know exactly when and exactly what picture to look for to be able to do so as the ball goes to ground.
Nick Rangi probably would have been better served to actually try and make that touch on Cribb. Fortunately, he come all the way back and just ran his support players out of space, but good defense from Cribb, not committing to that touch. Oh, mistake though. Opportunity now for Te Raki Pai Whenua. Okay, into dummy half.
Yeah, and they'll want to strike here. We'll see if they can get their attacking pot on. Edmonds will just look to slow things up. He'll amble his way to the middle of the field. He'll look to just have a quick cheapie. Looking to dive underneath. Touch was made there from Cribb. He's had a pretty good game, hasn't he, Brett Cribb?
Yeah, great player. Always doing everything he can for the team. You see him here again, coming up.
It's always good to ask the question, isn't it, Maya?
Yeah. And when you're a ref and a player taps it on the mark, but you stop them, you then always make a new mark just so they don't go, oh, that's where I tapped it from.
Rawiri, he'll look for a quickie. Very tight Te Ati Haunui defense. Makes the link bite. And that's a great shot on the short side from Elise New. The pass went behind, and there was just enough time that she needed to come in and make the shutting touch.
Game of millimetres, isn't it? Like you say, the pass going behind gave Elise New that time to get in there and make the touch. Rawiri, though, he's keen. Real intent to get a touchdown.
Talked about it just before, that combination between Rawiri and Norman, and it was a great worked play. They got the quickie going to the same side just to set that picture up, and then when they came back to it, they got the crossover quickie. Rawiri making the touch on Cribb, splitting to the outside of Rainiu, making him chase laterally. That opened up the gap in the middle. Cribb not quick enough to come across, and Norman goes over and they tie up the game. Now it's 2 apiece.
I tell you what, Te Raki Pai Whenua were not coming off that attacking scoreline without scoring a touchdown. Rawiri was incredibly intent. He wanted the ball in his hands every touchdown. Brown, dummy half not there. This will be a dive flick. Gets there just in time. Out of nothing. Oh, that was like one of those fifth touch tries where everyone's standing still and someone randomly just opens up a hole.
It was almost, something out of nothing there between Brown and Mako. They almost had no dummy half and then managed to pull a rabbit out of their hat. But Te Raki Pai Whenua just going over halfway now. Norman and Rawiri, they were the ones that set up the try before. You could see the switch up in the pod makeup of Te Raki Pai Whenua. And now the scoop comes from distance. Rawiri throws the short ball, looking for the return pass. The dummy's thrown. And Nick Rangi, well-deserved try, I think, for him. And Te Raki Pai Whenua go back-to-back.
Rangi had a hard enough time trying to just catch the ball. And then he thought, now that I've got it, let's go score.
Well, he was the one that drove the ball. Rawiri just attacking that middle channel, and he caught it off his knees, Nikarangi, and the acrobatic dive to finish. He's happy about it. That's an important momentum shift for Te Raki Pai Whenua.
Yep, just getting a message through from the drop-off committee. They're really needing Te Honui to score on this one. Here's the first opportunity.
That's a great read out wide there. Is that Youngke again? Great read. Yeah, she saw the long ball coming.
On one point, she was 20 metres infield, so to be able to anticipate that pass and get back out was fantastic work.
Can she do it again? The dummy's throwing.
Angle plant, I think, was it? Or no? Forward pass off the ruck.
Yeah, he almost went through, didn't he? I think that was Hone Taurua threw the massive dummy and went through. It would have been interesting to see if they could have levelled things up there. But Te Raki Pai Whenua, with a few hard drives, getting close to the halfway line through Woodhouse.
They sort of come, I wouldn't say come from nowhere, but Te Raki Pai Whenua, they definitely didn't look like they were the dominant team in this game or the more likely to win it. But Rawiri, and here we see him again, has come on, and he's just taken this game by the scruff of the neck. Yonke down the sideline, great hustle. I think that was Potini, the number 16.
Yeah, well, he's got the hot hand, hasn't he? Has Rawiri. So it would make sense for Te Raki Pai Whenua just to keep him on, him and Norman working in tandem. So it's excellent coaching and excellent sub-box management as Te Ati Honui get a deserved penalty.
Pukumani, last year's referee of the tournament, proactive with his comms, talking out to the Lincoln 14. Fortunately, they didn't take his advice. Penalty there for offside. New, though, dangerous man.
I was just about to say, if you're Te Ati Honui, then that's the man that you want on the field, isn't it? Raymond New. Oh, and Crib just talking to his link and not quite having his eye on the ball. New throwing the pass before he could pull it back. And that one will hurt for Te Ati Honui.
I guess when you played with someone for so long, you just don't even normally have to talk to each other. You know they're there. And in that time, but the 3-2 though, Te Raki Pai Whenua with the ball, wanting to make it by 2. Here's the man that's been the danger hand, Donnie Woodhouse that time. Good defence though.
I think if you're Te Ati Honui, the important thing here is just to not panic. You know, you only are down by 1. There's still just over 4 minutes left in the game, and they're more than capable of drawing the game within the next 4 minutes as Brown comes onto the field with Mako. The pass goes to him. Now to Hiwala. As they go over the halfway line, Brown will drive, and Mako will come out of half, looking to really work over the defense. McKenzie on the switch. The gap is there. She just needed to offload that once more, but the Te Raki Pai defense, great desperation, great second effort, and they managed to snuff that one out.
I'm not sure if you've seen that, but what Mako did in terms of the wisdom with that pass, he could have easily passed it at chest height back to McKenzie, but he knew that the defence would be right there and it would be a catch and touch. What he did, flipped it over his shoulder at a height McKenzie could run around that defender coming up. That was, admittedly, it didn't come to much, but it was almost the play of the game for me.
Well, it was a very, very high IQ play, wasn't it? And now Te Raki Pai Whenua approaching the 7-metre line. Te Ati Honui, our Paparangi, will have to be on their toes defensively here. They won't want to let one in. And when you've got the likes of Cody Walker and Michael Rawiri, Walker looking to dummy and go through. Mako was not buying that one though, makes the touch. And now they've got a static 5th and final.
These are the coach killers when you get scored on. Static 5th and final, nothing on. Defense set. You get an attack like this, I almost knew it was going to happen. I didn't want to call it. Just where one player comes out of the defensive line or gets beaten. Rawiri does that with his footwork. Fleet-footed, fast. Nothing. There's nothing on right now, Tiff.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, you need to get your crystal ball out a bit more because Rawiri's just pulled something out of nothing. It was man on defense, and then McKenzie, just as she went to go forward to make the touch on Rawiri, she was there, but just the unfortunate slip and created the 2-on-1 out on the left. And now Te Raki Pai Whenua up by 2 with just over 2 minutes left. Te Ati Honui will have to strike on this set if they want any chance in this game. The long ball goes out. Have they done so? The referee's having a hui out on the left. The touch has been made. What a touch it was. Oh, Oh, the hole was there for Aki. I think if he had thrown that one, then the gap was there on the inside. And Te Raki Pai Whenua, I think they've got 1 foot in the grand final for the senior mixed grade.
Yeah, they almost wanted to give one back to them, scoring on a static 5th touch roll ball. But they weren't up to it. The defense from Te Raki Pai Whenua, too good. There's enough time, but I'm not sure they can do it, can they, Tiv?
Well, there's 90 seconds left. They're going to come up, or they're going to have to come up with a stopper here.
This is the man of the second half for me. Just really, Donnie Woodhouse into the back, looking to link up. Was it a push off?
Defense.
Yeah, incredible player, isn't she? She's been strong all the time. Many years in the Waikato team. Oh, they're looking for a hold maybe. All of this eating time off the clock, whatever the decision is. Te Ati Haunui, we hear the coach in the sub box saying the same thing. Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, well, I thought it was a touch there for all money.
Hopefully we can get a replay of that to see what actually happened, what the referees were conferring about.
Well, all eyes were on Rawiri there. And then it was Donnie Woodhouse, in fact, skipping out a dummy half and going to the right-hand side. And I think the call coming from the referees was an early touch. Is that right, Maya?
Yeah, early call. So called the touch and then made it afterwards, which meant that the player didn't have the ball when the touch was made.
And that's a 50-50 call that's gone the way of Te Raki Pai Whenua. And now Te Ati Haunui a Paparangi staring down the barrel of a 3-try deficit. They'll try to the very bitter end, though. King was called offside. And Te Ati Haunui managed to peg the deficit back to 2, although referees coming to confer once again.
I imagine they're conferring as to whether this was dummy half or not. The hoot is gone, so the result is done and dusted no matter what call is made here. I think referee Pukumani decided, nope, he wasn't dummy half. Touchdown, which means the game finishes 5-3. Te Raki Pai Whenua coming out the victors in this, the first of the semi-finals in the mixed masters grade over Te Ati Haunui, a Paparangi. They looked like the team that was more likely in their first half, Tiv, that was going to get the chocolates at the end. But to Te Raki Pai Whenua, and for me, Rawiri, he just absolutely took over that second half and pulled the team through.
Definitely. He took the game by the scruff of the neck, as you mentioned, Maya, and it was just back-to-back tries, and that's really what wrestled the momentum back for that Te Raki Pai Whenua side. And then Te Ati Haunui a Paparangi just couldn't come up with a reply. And then I think Te Raki Pai Whenua, I think probably in the end, well-deserved winners. They did get the better of Te Ati Haunui in that second half. And they are still alive to defend their title that they won last year.
There you've seen it, whānau, the first of our semi-finals in the mixed grade. Victors, Te Raki Pai Whenua. Coming up next, we have in our open mix section, Te Raki Pai Whenua versus Tūranga Nui a Kiwa. So don't go too far, and we'll see you for that one.
Nā koutou tamariki mā.
Ono mai ki tamariki hā.
Pai mai, ia.
Download it, Māori Plus. Download it, download it, download it. It's easy. Free. Koiko! Kakavada. Tanuchu. Te Pāmakuana. Island of Mystery.
Wungana!
Tuhura. Ono mai ki tamariki hā. Download Māori Plus. Please, Mum.
We're going to have Māori getting ownership rights recognised in the takutai Moana.
So they created legislation, Foreshore and Seabed Act.
How can you allow this to happen in the 21st century?
What it is the same old faces, the Ken Meters, the Harawira families, the haters and wreckers.
It's about time we started looking to a new future.
What you can do in 50,000 turn up.
Okay. Let's go then, eh?
You want to just jump in, the dark horse.
Deep down, that's all we want. Just freedom.
You sucker. You better watch out, you fool.
I often think of my cousin.
She didn't have anyone.
She had us.
You're pretty beautiful.
Same.
We're going to get you back, Matau. I promise.
Kiriata no Aotearoa, ki whakaata Māori me Māori Plus.
Welcome back to the post-game of the semi-final, and now senior mixed grade victors Te Raki Pai Whenua Tiv. What was your overall summary of that game?
Well, it was definitely a game of two halves, wasn't it? And then even the second half was a half of two halves, because it was tit for tat for probably about 20 to 25 minutes. And then towards the back end of the second half, as we mentioned, Rawiri just dominated the back end and was able to get the win for Te Raki Pai Whenua. They remain unbeaten. And Te Ati Haunui, I think they'll have a lot to be proud of, especially their effort. And then I think just towards the back end of that game, when they couldn't come up with the reply, is ultimately what done them in the end.
Yeah, sadly that was the case. That is us for our morning session. Don't go too far. We do get into our next section of the game. The last section, we've got 5 in this block. First starting with open mix and then to our final. So see you back then.